Hello, and thank you for attending our presentation, Campus Closures, Viruses, and Virtual Finals Frenzy, Oh My! Transitioning Finals De-Stress Programming to a Digital Environment. My colleagues and I work at Augusta University in Augusta, Georgia. My name is Aspasia Luster, and I'm the Senior Library Assistant at Reese Library. Ali Gomez is the Access Services Librarian at the Greenblatt Library, and Josette Kubicki is a Reference and Instruction Librarian at Reese Library. Augusta University is a medium-sized university located in Augusta, Georgia. Augusta University is the result of a consolidation in 2013 between the campuses of the Medical College of Georgia / Georgia Health Sciences University and Augusta State University. As of the fall 2020 semester, there are 9,600 students enrolled at AU. The Robert B. Greenblatt Library serves the medical students and faculty of the Health Sciences campus, while the Reese Library serves the students and faculty of the Somerville campus, which is primarily undergraduate students or graduate/doctoral students in the social sciences and humanities. In pre-COVID times, both campus libraries created multiple finals frenzy activities for the students to participate in to reduce school-induced stress. These included a coffee bar, therapy dogs, Star Wars trivia, a school supplies giveaway, and encouraging Post-it notes that students could give to each other or post anonymously in the study rooms. Both libraries also treated students to various culinary delights such as nacho night, bagel breakfast, pizza, popcorn, and various other snacks. Students had opportunities to reduce their stress through physical activities such as yoga and meditation sessions, or by chilling out in the de-stress zone and Zen Den while completing puzzles, coloring pages, various board games, or watching Bob Ross videos. Normally, both libraries have separate Finals Frenzy committees that plan activities for their own libraries. Since the spring 2020 semester was far from normal, both committees decided to meet virtually and pool their brain power and creative juices on how to transition our in-person activities to a digital environment. We informally tossed some ideas around via email and then met virtually through Microsoft Teams to discuss how to transition our traditional Finals Frenzy's activities to a digital environment. We called it Virtual Finals Frenzy and referred to it as VFF for short. We decided to centralize our virtual activities in one location through a virtual Finals Frenzy LibGuide that would be supplemented through posts on our social media channels, which includes Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The names of the LibGuide tabs emulated our past in-person activities as much as possible. The Café tab features YouTube videos on easy homemade pandemic cooking, nutritional information, links to famous cooking shows, and the e-cookbook challenge, where library faculty and staff cooked a meal using the library's e-cookbook collection. The Endorphins tab highlights at-home fitness resources such as yoga and live-streamed fitness classes, along with a few local personal trainers and locally owned fitness-based businesses. The Zen Zone tab displays mental health and de-stress resources such as digital coloring sheets, mindfulness and meditation techniques, self-care tips, virtual puzzles, and relaxing background music. The Pet Therapy tab spotlights the pets submitted to the library's Finals Furriness contest and posted on social media. These were our most popular posts, and since librarians are animal lovers, there was a lot of participation from both libraries. This tab also includes articles on the uses and benefits of pet therapy. The Study Skills and Online Learning tab links multiple study assistance resources through Augusta University, the University System of Georgia, and YouTube.
Hi, I'm Josette Kubicki, a Reference and Instruction Librarian at Reese Library. Traditionally, we market our respective Finals Frenzy programs using a combo of print marketing, like posters and flyers, and digital on our social media channels, and digital signage in the libraries and across campuses. Well, with our campuses now a ghost town, we focus our marketing predominantly on our social media. We shared an infographic teaser of our upcoming program. Due to the goodwill we have developed with different departments' marketing folk over the years, a few of them also shared it on their social channels. In addition to the LibGuide, our social media was a main venue to share our content. We shared content on average 3 times a weekday to our social, as you can see by these posts on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Again, due to the goodwill we have developed with different departments, they would occasionally share our posts, which helped get the word out about our programming to their followers, and we would notice more engagement when they did this. We linked back to the LibGuide on occasion, but not always because of character space limitations. There were 5 main ways we thought of content and gathered resources for our different tabs on our LibGuide. Firstly, our institutional knowledge. We wanted to remind students, or raise their awareness of, the support services that they have available to them, from library research to academic to physical and mental health support. Secondly, our community knowledge. We linked to connections we already use for traditional finals frenzy. For example, we linked to the therapy dogs business we rely on each semester. We also tapped into our personal community connections, like gym instructors we know and a yoga studio we frequent. Thirdly, our personal knowledge. Our virtual finals frenzy team includes a few passionate amateur cooks, a grad student who knows of study skills support to help him get by, plenty of pet lovers, and I'm into mindfulness and meditation. Well, I try to be. Fourthly, our library's hive mind. We shared with personnel our VFF plans, and a few of our colleagues recommended institutional and personal resources that they use to share on our LibGuide, including from our interim libraries director, which was awesome, as she was particularly busy due to the shutdown. And finally, our librarian likeness. We searched library databases and did advanced web searches to source articles, several blog posts, online videos, and web pages from credible resources. You know, things that meet the CRAP test: current, relevant, authoritative, accurate, and purposeful resources. We did link to a few academic journal articles, but we wanted to keep it light and easy for students to take in, and mainly have web resources. Our 2 amateur cooks on the team collaborated on this tab, the Café, and Aspasia was one of them. They sourced free online cooking channels and a variety of quarantine cooking videos. They reached out to a faculty member in the English and Foreign Languages department who regularly posts Armenian cuisine that she cooks on her social, and with her gracious permission, we shared it on ours. Students and other faculty and staff seemed to get a kick out of seeing a different side to one of our professors. In addition, they included a sampling of e-cookbooks that we have and web resources on healthy eating, such as nutritional guidelines. The main focus, though, was our e-cookbook challenge. We invited all libraries personnel to find a recipe out of an e-cookbook that we have in our collection. Unfortunately, due to resource budget cuts due to the impact of COVID, a couple of these ebooks are actually no longer available, but we have immortalized them. In line with fair use, we posted a screenshot of the recipe, photo of the culinary delight, and the cook's thoughts on our social media channels. We then updated the LibGuide each time we posted. It was a lot of fun. The only movement we normally incorporate into in-person finals frenzy is a frantic petting of therapy dogs and pouring of coffee and tea. This year, we were all cooped up in our homes and knew our students might be too, so we decided to incorporate some tips for healthy and nourishing movement for them and ourselves. Hence, our Endorphins While Enduring tab. We wanted to offer both live streaming and pre-recorded options so that students could pick an option that suited their schedule, or the schedules of their various family members from whom they could no longer escape. We also wanted to offer a variety of workout styles to suit the ability, fitness level, preference, and mood of all students. Our live stream options also offered an opportunity to highlight local businesses and support our community. For cardio and high-intensity workouts, we included 2 local Zumba instructors who were offering donation-optional sessions several days a week. This local focus also let us promote our own campus recreation's online fitness option, including yoga that they do. We were also sure to include several free YouTube fitness channels like Fitness Blender, Pop Sugar, and the Fitness Marshal. For yoga, the local yoga studio, Space Yoga, was offering nightly live streams on their social media platforms. We also shared Georgia Aquarium's virtual Yoga by the Water and several yoga channels from YouTube, including Yoga with Cassandra, Yoga with Adrienne, and Jessamine Stanley. We also focused on accessible resources, including channels that offered modifications for various fitness and ability levels. We also included a YouTube channel completely devoted to accessible workouts called Adapt to Perform. These workouts were designed to be completed from a chair. In general, we place emphasis on exercise for well-being, not for health or weight loss. No jokes about the COVID-19 here, folks. To that end, we were sure to include resources from the CDC and the US Department of Health and Human Services about how to begin physical activity. For those who would rather listen and learn, we also included 2 short NPR podcasts on the benefits of physical activity and how to get started. Our focus was to encourage our followers to care for themselves with an emphasis on all movement as good movement. As all good librarians must, we encouraged users to seek medical advice from real medical professionals before radically changing their lifestyle. As mentioned earlier, we typically run a de-stress zone at Reese Library and a Zen Den at Greenblatt Library. So we married these together to create the Zen Zone. In our Zen Zone, we offer the same things that we traditionally offer in person, except in digital form. We linked to online colouring sheets, puzzles, games, and relaxing background music. However, this semester, we built up on it with tools to support student mental health. We created a self-care toolkit, which includes links to tips and ideas for self-care activities, including compassionate art, a range of mindfulness and meditation audio clips, relaxing background music, ASMR, which stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. FYI, if you haven't dabbled into it, it is so soothing. We also linked to campus mental health support and emphasised that if they are still struggling with their mental health despite these various self-care techniques, then to seek counselling. We try to be inclusive by providing links that students can download for offline participation so they aren't always relying on internet connection, and to resources on completely free or predominantly free websites. Because we couldn't bring therapy dogs to campus, we brought our pets virtually to our social following. We ran an internal contest asking the library's team to submit a photo or a collage of photos of their furry quarantine companion or few. The winner would be determined by the most likes across our social and would win, air quotes here, bragging rights. We had a large number of entries. Each weekday, we posted one entry on our social and updated the guide, showing off our dogs, cats, a hamster, a parrot, chickens, including one that became a dinner, and even Pusheen & Co. Hey, we solicited furry companions, not necessarily live ones. Finally, we posted a few evidence-based articles on how pets are helpful in helping one to feel calm and reduce stress levels. The Study Skills and Online Learning Resources is a new initiative to our Finals Frenzy offerings. We introduced this because the sudden shift to fully online learning would have been a shock to a lot of our campus community, where many of our programs, particularly our undergrad ones, are mainly face-to-face or hybrid, and we wanted to support them during this transition. We provided links to the libraries and other departments' academic support services, like the Academic Success Centre, Writing Centre, and Math Centre. We linked to Keep Learning USG, as in Keep Learning University System of Georgia, which has a suite of resources to help students get online, make the most of remote learning, stay healthy, and more. In addition, we linked to free online videos aimed at supporting students with college classes and relatable challenges they may experience along the way. Particularly of note is TBH Studying, a YouTube channel by a college student, and Med School Insiders by Dr. Jabal, a recent graduate. Both of these YouTubers are friendly, relatable, and inspiring.
Hi everyone, I'm Allie Gomez, the Access Services Librarian at Greenblatt Library, and I'll be talking a little bit about the effects of and lessons learned during this project. The reception to our virtual Finals Frenzy programming was overwhelmingly positive. From our campus community, we saw nearly 6 times the social media engagement compared to our previous year's posts. Social media engagement, meaning likes, comments, and views, for our Finals Frenzy content normally averages about 263 engagements across all platforms, which include Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. This year, however, our social media content saw 1,564 engagements across all platforms. So that's a massive increase. Of course, our posts also increased to 147 total posts across platforms, rather than the usual 30 to 40 posts, but this disproportionately significant increase in engagement indicates that something was resonating with our social media followers. The programming also received positive feedback from both library's administration and executive leadership on campus. Apart from kind comments, this programming also gave us the opportunity to work with faculty in a non-academic realm via the e-cookbook challenge. And, as all academic librarians know, building relationships with teaching faculty is always a good thing. Outside of our campus community, we had the opportunity to build goodwill with local businesses and the solo practitioners we shared. The Zumba instructors were furloughed from their gym and appreciated the free endorsements, which we hoped helped drive business to them at a financially difficult time. We also enjoyed getting to share our favorite spots in town with a wider audience. And we hope that we can continue to build this goodwill and develop partnerships with these and more community organizations. We hope to strengthen the library's role in the community and provide our students with diversified programming as a result. Stress-busting library Zumba, anyone? Maybe later. Perhaps most importantly, this programming was popular with our library staff and faculty. From them, we received unlimited support and enthusiasm. Most were happy to either share a photo of their pet or a quarantine cooking dish, or both. Finals Frenzy, in the before times, was a time when faculty and staff from disparate units came together to help students take a break and to take a break ourselves. We got to see coworkers we don't normally work with, and to see administrators let their hair down and serve pizza and nachos. It's a natural opportunity for collegiality and camaraderie. And while we love the opportunity that Finals Frenzy provides us to support students, and we did miss that this year, it was equally disappointing to lose the opportunity to have some fun with our colleagues. This was especially true this semester, when we found ourselves in our individual homes and uncertain of when we'd be able to return to any semblance of normality. This virtual programming gave us all a chance to figuratively come together at a time when we ran the risk of being completely disconnected. It was also a welcome distraction from the stress of pandemic life. As with any project, we learned a great deal from this experience. This event definitely tested the limits of our flexibility. Not only did we have to quickly come to terms with the loss of our most fun programming, but we then had to pivot and move all of the programming online. We had to learn new ways to communicate via virtual meetings and teams because we couldn't all get in a room and hash things out. We learned that we can be super flexible and make a positive out of a global pandemic. We also learned to be patient with each other. All of us were stressed and overwhelmed. not just by work. Finals for academic libraries are a notoriously busy time, pandemic or no, all the things are due, but also by the world around us as we adjusted to a new reality. With everything going on, we easily got off track with our social media schedule or forgot to submit a cooking photo, and we just had to regroup and keep going. And we got there. If you look at our social media during that period, our postings overall look consistent, but reflect the variety of programming we offered. We also learned a great deal about cross-library collaboration. As Aspasia mentioned, each library normally does its own programming for Finals Frenzy. We normally collaborate to be sure we don't pick the same day for therapy dogs and that we don't clash in our social media promotion, but other than that, our operation and events are totally separate. In doing this together, we got to build stronger relationships with employees from the other library and enjoyed new sources of ideas and energy. In that same vein, we worked out a strategy for co-managing our social media content. The previous social media coordination was somewhat informal and inconsistent. By necessity, Josette and I had to develop a strategy for timing and uniformity of social media posts. This was because there was too much content for one person to handle, but we also didn't want to crowd our channels with ill-timed or too closely timed posts. Not only was there a lot of content, we actually had too much for the 2-week virtual Finals Frenzy period, and we decided to continue sharing some types of posts after the period ended. That way we didn't overload our current followers and we brightened up feeds with pets for a little longer. Because of the volume of content, coordination was a must. Additionally, our social media is done using only free accounts and the free versions of 2 social media schedulers, as well as the volunteered time and creative energy of library employees. These free schedulers has significantly reduced their free scheduled postings over the years, meaning we could not rely heavily on them to schedule posts for us. Instead, we had to work out a strategy to post live, and we stayed in communication so that everything went smoothly. All of these challenges, and our solutions to them, led to more formalized social media coordinator roles for each library, a centralized communication channel, and an expansion of our official social media guidelines. These roles always existed, but now there's more communication and support in place to help social media posting look professional and operate like a well-oiled machine. Moving forward, we'd like to build on the momentum of this programming, even though we hope we get to do in-person Finals Frenzy again soon. First, we'd like to build our social media following among our students. Much of our engagement came from faculty, staff, and other campus organizations. We'd like to use social media to connect with students, so we need to be sure to get them to follow us. We also have new social media coordinators. Josette and I have hung up our social media hats and given the reins over to fresher minds who have more time and drive to focus on it than we do. They have ambitious plans to create more regular content and to incorporate more virtual options into in-person Finals Frenzy. We can't wait to see what their creative minds cook up next. We'd also like to implement participatory activities for students. As we highlighted earlier, we were pleased to have so much participation from library employees in the e-cookbook challenge and the pet therapy contest. And just before virtual Finals Frenzy, we also got library employees to share their quarantine reads and some inspirational posts on our social media channels. We want to run similar activities, but get students participating too. We try to encourage students to share their inspirational posts with us, but we didn't have much luck. Some departments were able to provide incentives for student participation, and we hope to use our small programming budget for fall to do the same. We'll offer prizes for participation and get students engaged that way. We'd also like to invest in collaborations with other departments. We have a couple of ideas percolating. We featured the campus recreation streaming, but hope to do more to create truly collaborative programming. Other ideas include collaboration with student counseling services to live stream mindfulness sessions and a live stream of a Zumba session or 2. Did we mention one of the gym instructors we shared also works for our university health system? Connections help. Finally, we will keep building our guide so that it evolves as our campus community evolves. We want the guide to become a permanent resource for our campus community to support leading balanced lives during times of academic stress. Finally, we want to thank the special people at the AU libraries that assisted in making this endeavor a success. The members of the Virtual Finals Frenzy Committee, Bettina Askew, Schaefer Tharrington, Lachelle Smith, and Miranda Christie, all of whom are pictured here during one of our virtual meetings. We'd also like to thank Kathy Davies, Interim Director of AU Libraries, and Faye Verberg, Associate Director of Reese Library, who believed in and approved of our ideas and creativity. And finally, all of the AU Libraries employees that contributed to Finals Frenzy by submitting their pet photos and participating in the e-cookbook challenge. We loved getting to quarantine with you. Thank you for joining us today to hear about our Virtual Finals Frenzy programming. If you'd like to see some of our VFF programming, please take a look at our social media channels listed on this slide. Please also reach out to us via email if you have any questions. Thank you.